Hi guys, welcome to today's Word of Faith, and thank you for tuning in. I'll be reading from the book of Isaiah chapter 8 from verse 19 to 22. I'll be speaking about rat races. When I think about a rat race, what comes to mind? Apart from that rat, of course, in a cage running in that small wheel. I think about work. I think about a never-ending cycle of every day or a daily schedule where you wake up, go to work, go back home, and repeat that 7 days in a week. You don't even have breaks. You don't even have time for family or for church. And there are different kind of rat races. There's a work rat race. There's a rat race that you can get into a relationship and be in a relationship rat race. Topic for another day. But today I want to focus on Isaiah chapter 8 verse 19 to 22. It says that when men tell you to consult mediums and spiritists who whisper and mutter, should not a people inquire of their God? Why consult the dead on behalf of the living? To the law and to the testimony, if they do not speak according to this word, they have no light of dawn. Distressed and hungry, they will roam through the land. When they are famished, they will become enraged, and looking upward, they will cast their king and their God. Then they will look towards the earth and see only distress and darkness and fearful gloom, and they will be thrust into utter darkness. What Isaiah is describing here is a spiritual rat race where the Israelites are just going round and round, and they know they've sinned, but they don't want to repent, but they're looking for peace, they're looking for contentment, they're looking for fulfillment in their life and for meaning, but they don't want to go back to God and say and repent of their sins. So they turn to spiritists and to mediums who give them some sort of affirmation that they're living a good life, that they are where they're supposed to be, that they're doing the right things, which of course they're not according to the eyes of God. And Isaiah asks them, why? How can you turn to consult the dead on behalf of the living? Yes. And you know, it's a rat race, and the dictionary defines a rat race as something that is endless, it is self-defeating, and it is pointless. And when you think about a rat race, it is indeed endless. It is self-defeating at the end of the day. It gives you there is no value to it, and it is pointless. It's a pursuit that is pointless. And even life itself, when you think about it, reading Ecclesiastes, of course a topic for a different topic altogether, it is indeed meaningless. And the consequences of being in this rat race, as the prophet Isaiah lists them down, are one, distress, hunger and thirst. It could be physical, it could be spiritual, it could be emotional, and rage. Isaiah says that they're always enraged, and you know, there are certain people that you always interact with and they're always angry, and they never blame themselves, but they blame God, and they blame their country, they blame their government, they blame their circumstances, they blame whatever is around them, gets the blame. And the major result that Isaiah speaks about is hopelessness. He says in verse 22 that they will be thrust into utter darkness. They look around and they see only darkness and distress and fearful gloom. And that these are the symptoms of being in a spiritual rat race. So are you experiencing these kind of symptoms? Are we? Am I? It's a question that I and you individually should ponder on today. Am I in a spiritual rat race? Have I been in a spiritual rat race? And if you have been, God says in 2 Corinthians Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14, that if you seek him and pray and turn away from your wicked ways, he will forgive you and he will heal. He will forgive you and heal your land. He will heal your body. He will heal your mind, and he will give you that peace that surpasses all human understanding. So I pray this over you, and I pray that you will find peace and meaning and fulfillment in our God who has created us, in our God who knit us, in our God who knows us, in our God who calls us precious, honored, and loved, and who says that we are the apple of his eye. May you be blessed and have a good week. Baraka.